Welcome everyone to The Eighth Plot, a channel devoted to your favourite stories and discovering new ones. Today's video is a what if video. As usual, I've got Scott and Ben joining me to discuss what we would do if we were put into a fictional universe. Then we'll talk about the what if question the universe asks and see if we can answer it differently, creating a brand new story as a result, hopefully. Welcome both of you.
Hello there.
General Kenobi.
Excellent intro, guys. That was not planned out.
All scripted.
At all.
Ben, you missed a line.
I would have said my catchphrase, but we've got a lot of video to go.
Yeah, your catchphrase will come up, I'm sure Scott's will. I know mine will as well. If you haven't guessed by now, based on that line, we are in the Star Wars universe today. And the way this works, what if videos, is that today Scott, it will be Scott, will use his time spent in the Star Wars universe to do good things. Now, I guess in Star Wars, most things end up all sorted out by the end. But along the way, a lot of clones and robots and older ones die.
Younglings.
Younglings, yeah, get sabred. That's harrowing. And but Scott can do some good things to perhaps mitigate as much of that damage as possible. So that's what he's going to do. Which is why he's represented by Yoda, I think, the greatest good.
Is he?
I don't know. I think so. He was like the wisest and smartest.
Is he the wisest though? Because he allows a Sith Lord to grow under his nose. Well,
that's true.
Not really.
He was
quite
clouded by
short.
the dark side of the Force.
He was literally 2 blocks away from him.
I'm a Yoda apologist in this case, even though he did let the universe fall into darkness.
I love Yoda, but there is a lot of questions thrown.
We'll cover that in a separate video.
Is Yoda a real Jedi?
Yoda, dangerous for the universe?
He's had the Force as his power for nearly 1,000 years. I think he is quite dangerous.
Okay. Oh yeah, but dangerous doesn't mean the same thing as bad. You
No.
can be dangerous and cats are dangerous, but I wouldn't say they're bad. Actually, no, I would. I would say that dogs are dangerous, but they're good. They're good boys. And
Dogs
girls.
kill people.
But not a lot. Not as much as cats, I'm sure.
Cats don't kill. Dogs are physically
certain there's
Dogs
a stat
are physically
that
trained
I will put
to
on
kill,
screen
not kill people.
if I'm right. That cats kill more people than dogs.
Dogs are physically trained to
Anyway.
bring people harm.
We are getting off topic, and therefore no. Some dogs, but I think cats
Cats can't do that. They're useless.
Cats trip up people on the top of steps. I'm
That's
sure.
true. My
that
cats
is a
have tried to
stat.
murder me a few times.
There we go. Thank you for proving my point. Anyway, we are getting off topic. Anyway, Scott is represented by Yoda. I don't know. I'm not going to change it for the purposes of this video. Like he the most powerful good guy. I'm doing the quotation marks in as I say that. So today that means Ben is going to be the bad guy. He's going to use his time to do selfish things or to help the villains if he chooses, which is why he's represented by Palpatine, the ultimate. Represented by Palpatine. Thank you, Ben. He's doing his impression.
That's trash.
That's trash. And obviously, Palpatine is the worst. He's the bad guy.
Boo!
In every film, he's the bad guy in the background.
That's true.
And that's fine. Although I would have liked Snoke to be the bad guy continually.
You reckon he was playing the strings for the entire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
Yeah, definitely.
3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Come on, Ben.
I'm doing it the wrong way around.
That went too spin.
I think for the purposes of... By the way, we're doing the whole Star Wars universe, but guess we're focusing within the limits of the 9 main feature films, and we're doing this chronologically with them.
Yeah, I forget about the 6th.
I think if you want to delve into whatever happens in Han or Solo, what's it called? Yeah, it's called Solo or Rogue One or any of the Clone Wars stuff. That's fine, but we'll try and focus on the
That is not our main.
because not a lot of people have seen the other Clone Wars series. We'll talk about whether we would recommend those in a minute, but let's just get through some other admin quickly. When they're in these universes, they can only use their innate knowledge of the universe to achieve things the protagonist and antagonist can't. Henceforth, you will not be Jedi or Sith in this. You'll be a normal... I guess I could make you an alien if you want, but really I want you to be humans in this.
That's true.
For some reason, humans are everywhere. As the neutral observer, and who will shoot down their plans and question them, I would be represented by R2-D2, who is present in every single film and at the most major events, and therefore I feel like the overall the overall observer. There's a theory that this is all being told by R2D2, like to children in a daycare centre somewhere, thousands of years in the future. That was the theory. So there's various things they can't do. So there's various rules. You will enter the universe at the earliest chronological point. So that means you enter the universe right at the beginning of the Phantom Menace. If you don't want to do anything for years, that's fine, but that's when you enter this universe. You'll be a normal character, as I said. You cannot walk up to characters and just tell them the future. You have to manipulate events or be sneaky about doing, or just do something useful that somehow changes the path of the timeline. So Ben is good.
Bad.
Evil.
I keep forgetting.
This is up the seventh
Ben
time
is
we
bad.
told you, Ben.
Scott is good.
Ben.
Let me just cut that out.
You nerf holder.
Nerf herder.
Herder. You nerf herder. Your
If
hand
you're going to
margin's
insult
bad.
me in Star Wars, insult me properly. Get this walking carpet out of my way. Now they know what to do. Scott has to be selfless. Ben has to be selfish. And we know the rules by now. I think, if not, let's go back and check our first episode and any other episodes. The Iron Man, the Monsters Inc., and what was the other one, fellas, that we did?
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic
I
Park.
forgot
Go
about
check out
Jurassic
our
Park.
other videos. Please like and subscribe to our channel. But before we get into it, I think it's fair that we should think about what do we think of Star Wars overall as a film series. It's probably one of the longest film series ever running in cinema history.
Well,
Not the longest,
No,
but it's
just-
one of the longest.
just not the longest in terms of films, but in terms of
Time span.
Yeah,
time span of
we're
when everything
talking
came out.
lots of TV, lots of
It was
films, really.
first. A New Hope was in 60 something, wasn't it?
Let me just look that
60?
up.
Sorry, 70.
It's the
something.
1977 film.
Really?
77.
That-
Yeah, it's quite old. More
That's
than 50
why
years
it was
now.
so groundbreaking.
Yeah, people were really awed by the first scene of the Star Destroyer coming across
Yeah.
the top.
It's like, how'd they do that?
Exactly. It was completely who knew? Who knew you could do this thing? And no one expected it to be as popular as it was. So yeah, if you, I'm pretty sure I don't have to go into any spoiler alert, but
Obviously, for every single one of these.
I'm sure if you're watching this, you've seen Star Wars. It's
Hopefully.
like people forced to see Star Wars.
Yeah.
And it's like
People
it's
don't
like
even
a-
like Star Wars, go to see Star Wars.
Exactly. But what do we think overall of the franchise?
As individual films, pretty good, but as a storyline as a whole, no.
It's kind of broken down.
Yeah,
I
bad.
could kind of agree with that.
I really like the whole story mostly. I feel like there are like points in which the writing isn't up to par, but realistically, I basically go to see a Star Wars movie to see the lightsaber fights.
That's true.
They are the best. They
are.
are the best part of it.
They are
really.
legendary.
Which is weird because they're just sort
Apart
of.
from the ones in the first three, they're no good.
Oh, you mean 5, 6, and 7?
Yeah, 5, 6, and
I mean, they're old
4,
films,
5,
but they
4,
check
5,
out.
6, sorry, yes. Sorry?
I mean, they're old films, but they check out.
Yeah, they're kind of like any sword fighting film of that era, but they're just lit up.
no, they're just slow.
Yeah, and obviously by the prequels, so everyone gets a shot of adrenaline and is suddenly like leaping and diving and like one guy is now wielding to Darth Maul. Sorry,
So good.
that was one of the best, and the music, the score
John
is
Williams.
excellent there. No, that's not John Williams. I
Yeah,
don't
it
think
is.
that's John
It
Williams.
is.
Is it? John Williams came up with the
Duel of the
Phantom
Fates.
Menace. Duel of the Fates.
Jewel of the
I
Fates.
did not know that. I thought
did.
he had checked out of these films by the end
No.
of Return of the Jedi. That's good because that is epic. And that battle, it goes on quite. I mean, other than the end of that battle, which is a bit unbelievable. Well, I don't really understand how Kenobi managed to jump from 10 feet below him over his head, and Darth Maul just goes, "Oh wow, look at that!" and then gets chopped in half. It's like at that moment, that character became a little dumb.
Yeah,
Because it's
but,
Ewan
like,
McGregor.
the thing was
That's
that
true.
Darth Maul was too cool that he would have taken away from the overall story of Star Wars.
Yeah, and he was kind of added last minute. There wasn't even supposed to be that scene. Goodness knows what Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon would have done for the remainder of that film if they
fight
didn't
droids.
think like they're just chopping droids left, right, and centre. And who's the villain? And they couldn't obviously have Sidious show up. That'd be too soon. Who's actually spoiler alert, Palpatine.
Whoa.
Brad, I'm sure you.
But
knew that.
what's your guys' favourite Star Wars film?
Mine? I don't know. I think if you said you're on a desert island, you're gonna have one of these films ever again. It's a tough one.
I would personally go with Revenge of the Sith.
Would you?
Really?
I would have gone Clone Wars.
I guess I would have gone
Clone Wars. You mean Attack of the Clones?
Attack of the Clones. Yeah,
Really?
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
I possibly
is a very good one.
people are probably going to be slightly angry at our choices, but I'm also going to go with Return of the Jedi. That is weirdly the one that I think I associate with like watching it at Christmas, which was I think Return of the Jedi was actually the first one I saw because it used to come up on Christmas and it'd be the one we watch, because I think it was the most popular, or maybe it came out. This is when that era when films took a year to leave the cinema and then another 3 years to finally you could watch them on BBC One or something or ITV in those days. And I just liked Return of the Jedi. I liked the final battle scene, the fleet battle. I feel that the lightsaber battle between Darth Vader and Luke is one of the best.
Yeah, it's one of the better ones of that trilogy. Yeah.
I do like the Emperor is because of that era. He's one of those old school sort of villains. He's like Skeletor, but better. And it's just a cool. To me, I know the Ewoks. I didn't. When I was probably like 9 when I saw this for the first time. So the Ewoks with me were like, yeah, it's legit. Those bears can take out stormtroopers. I wasn't thinking through mechanics of it. The Care Bears versus the Nazi-esque stormtroopers.
They jumped
By the way,
down.
that's a new film.
What Care Bears versus Nazis?
Yeah, I'd watch it. But anyway, it's that I didn't care. I just enjoyed all the action. The second Death Star blowing up. And I didn't. The Jabba's Palace bit seemed fair to me. But I obviously recognise that the best film of the series is it's either A New Hope or Empire. Those are the perhaps critically the best.
What's interesting about New Hope is that I think they did it really well as how they could have released it by itself if it didn't pick up.
Yes, it does work on its own.
So you could. I think that's where they did it very cleverly. They released it, but if it doesn't take off, we just go well. The good guys win, everything's okay.
Yes.
We can just sort of leave it there.
That's true. And then someone wrote in the script, Luke kisses his sister.
That's an Empire, and they didn't know it was their sister.
That's true. I guess the Star Wars films are actually, weirdly, we don't know what we're doing in the next one. I think that's actually a failing with the whole series as a whole. Yeah. But the first 3 managed to keep it together. The Clone Wars, the prequel series also were like, we don't know what this is setting up, what we're doing in the next one yet. But and definitely for is it 7, 8, 9? They definitely didn't know what they were doing.
Hey, look at this sword that like somehow matches the Death Star, and if I hold it just here instead of a foot over, it somehow matches.
Yeah.
Idiotic.
It is idiotic.
But what I like about the prequels or the not Phantom Menace, because I think that's
you two are seemingly fans of those last 2 and 3.
Yeah. But other than the Phantom Menace, that's at the bottom of the 3 prequels. I just really like Ewan McGregor. Shut up, Mark. I really like just Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor's relationship they have and how that builds and develops.
Really? Yeah, most people think it's awful.
Well, those people are wrong. Their opinions are wrong.
This is subjective, by the way. You can write in the comments as much as you want how much our decisions are wrong.
I won't listen to you.
We won't read the comments. I'll read the good comments.
We do read the comments.
You have to trick us into reading the comments by saying nice stuff and then hitting us with the
with the really powerful stuff. That's true. You have to draw us in.
Draw us in, and then. But like I like the Phantom Menace. For some reason, the Phantom Menace is my favourite one of the prequels.
Qui-Gon Jinn's great.
Yeah.
Underrated character.
It's a shame. Yeah, I wish he'd stuck around for a bit longer.
What, he died?
I know he died.
He was
I'm
slaughtered.
Sorry, didn't Mark. Spoiler
didn't come back as a Force ghost. I know.
No, why didn't he? Why didn't he come back as a Force ghost?
He did in Clone Wars.
He only learned it by the what's it called? The one you like, the Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
He
Oh yeah.
And but they couldn't obviously pay Liam Neeson to show up and go, "Hi, I learned this."
Now we've covered the first 6. Let's move on to the monstrosities, which are the 7, 8, 9.
They are bad. The Force Awakens, decent.
I think
That was an interesting.
Big sigh.
You should have said, "Excuse me."
I think that The Force Awakens is like a photocopy of A New Hope.
Yes, it's what someone called it a soft reboot. So it's like if you wanted to reboot Star Wars, The Force Awakens is the way to go.
Yeah.
In a way that it would be the new. Let's say that it's 20 years in the future. All the actors, all the people who took part in the original Star Wars can't do it anymore. Like they've passed on or something like that. And you wanted to reboot Star Wars. The Force Awakens is the way to do it.
Yeah, but the thing is that I think that like people were more interested in seeing new ideas rather than fleshed out old ones.
Yeah, that's true.
I think the most tense I've been in the entire 7, 8, 9 is when we all thought Chewie was dying in the last one.
Yeah.
When the ship exploded, like,
Spoiler alert.
did they really just kill off Chewie? I mean, it was,
I was
devastating.
I was watching that going, he's still alive.
Yeah.
Like, I knew they weren't going to do that. I was like, they did.
But I was still feeling pretty tense about it. But then the 9 just felt a bit too Avengers Endgamey for my liking. So, oh no, what are we going to do? Oh no, but here's everyone else in their ships. And that's exactly what happened in Endgame, whether that was planned or not. None of that
was earned.
No.
What they were going for, the romance between Kylo Ren and King, the reveal of Palpatine. It's all, there's no build up to this stuff. They're not earned by the story.
Then they introduced that stupid Force thing where, hey look, I've not got no lightsaber, but if I reach behind my back, here's a lightsaber that appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah, well, that's so powerful.
What even is that?
It would have been fine.
We've not seen it for 6 films.
What would have been fine is that if Luke hadn't disappeared to that island on that planet, which is only islands and water, because all planets in Star Wars have to be a single environment for some reason.
Just one planet is just one island. And that's it.
Yeah, and
it's all sand.
if he had been around and there were more Jedi around, then the increase in power set would have made sense to me. It would have been like Luke would have discovered these things, and therefore the extra, like Kylo Ren holds back a laser blast. That's quite useful.
That was one of the coolest.
That was a
moments.
cool shot, and I just wanted justification for the power increases.
Yeah. I think the one thing that made me hate Kylo Ren the most is when he killed what's his name, Han Solo. God,
yeah, his dad.
Yeah, his dad. But Han Solo just in general was like, how could you do that?
The thing is, it made sense if Kylo Ren had kept being a bad guy.
Yeah.
It just made me angry.
Like a real bad guy.
It sounded, in the movie, he couldn't make up his mind on whether he was good or bad, and I don't think the writers could either.
No, that's true. And then, well, like we said, they never planned these films, so... Oh, he's bad. Oh, no, he's good. He's troubled.
I think that's a downfall of this film series, which is why they're good as individual films.
Yes.
But as a storyline as a whole, because it's been so unplanned and unstructured, it just doesn't work with each other.
I mean, 4, 5, and 6. I mean, they're older films, but they check out.
Yeah.
And despite being very independently made, I guess, even by Empire, I guess they didn't know if they were going to keep going. Yeah, it's. But do you know how, like you were saying, Star Wars: Force Awakens is like a photocopy? But then I watched a documentary on The Phantom Menace, and George Lucas thought that the first 3 films should be, in a sense, a sort of copy of the original trilogy, and that they should hit the same points, and that Star Wars is actually cycling through the same history over and over again. It's like it's the same thing is happening. There's a separatist movement we have to defeat, and then there's the Empire we have to defeat, and then there's the First Order, and that's why The Last Jedi was such a shock, because it was actually questioning the idea of the Jedi and the Sith entirely.
Yeah. I'm all for them questioning it, but like, I feel like that. I don't want to say bad writing, but like the idea of history constantly repeating itself in trilogies is
lazy writing.
It kind of.
Yeah. Well, not lazy writing, because like originally it was supposed to be like the tragedy of Anakin Skywalker, and that was going to be it. But
pretty sure they're making a 10th Star Wars film as well now.
We can talk about our own version of a 10th film
That's
a bit
true.
later. I mean, I know what I would like to
Stay tuned with that, people.
Yeah, please do.
Don't just skip ahead. We know when you're doing it.
But also put in the comments your own ideas for a future good Star Wars film. What characters should you use? What time span?
But yeah,
Do you have anything else to say about?
I have no closing statements.
Let's mention briefly the sort of non. I get they're canon, but they're not like the non-main
The
stuff.
spin-offs.
Like Rogue One is my favourite of the spin-offs.
oh, really?
Yeah, I think it adds to the whole. Like someone goes, how did they get those Death Star plans? And they pulled quite a nice thing. Except of course they they kind of, but not. They kind of took the level of like how cool Leia was out of it, because it's like in the beginning of the first film, you kind of get the impression, oh, Leia stole these, and then tried to bluff a way out of it at the end.
Yeah.
But no, it was actually all these other guys, these scrubs who got killed on that planet. They think, oh well, like, that takes away from Leia for a bit. But then someone pointed out to me that actually, if you think about it, Leia was on the ship that disappeared from that battle. Darth Vader follows her in the Sky Destroyer, and then when they meet up, she blatantly just lies to his face. And I think to myself, that's cool. He's like, what are you talking about? That wasn't us. You got the wrong guy. And she just tried, like, she threatens him as well. Like, the Senate will have problems here. And it's like, what are you doing? It's like, how cool was she to do that? Just to try and bluff her way out.
Darth Vader's just like, girl, I saw your ship leave.
You
flew away from me.
Think of a different one, Vader. They all look the same.
I think that's also something else I think we should mention, is how well Star Wars did to keep including Leia after, what was the actor's name again?
Carrie
Fisher.
Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, I'm never a fan of that stuff, though.
No, it was weird, but it's kind of, I understand why they did it.
I feel like in The Last Jedi, it should have been her last movie, and like, you know, when the bridge gets blown up and she is out in space,
Yeah,
and
that
then
should have been it. Maybe.
I feel like that should have been like her death, and then
her Mary Poppins bit didn't gel.
Oh, Mary Poppins, y'all.
Different fans.
Sorry.
Owned by Disney now, like everything else.
You never know.
Soon this channel.
The multiverse is coming, man. The multiverse is coming.
Exactly. Yeah.
Spider-Man No Way Home ? Star Wars crossover.
It's gonna happen one day.
Spider-Man gets a lightsaber.
Well, speaking of,
I would watch that film.
Speaking of the fact that they never have any new ideas and they just recycle stuff, yes, I can absolutely see it happening in the future. They go into the writers' room at Disney and goes, anyone got any new ideas? No!
Uncle Ben dies.
We've got someone who's got a Spider-Man toy and a Darth Vader toy, smashing them together, and then he looks up with a faraway expression and goes, I've got it. Then you get your closer. That's how it will happen.
I would pay good money to watch that film there.
Yeah. Did you guys like Solo? I'm interested. Have you ever seen it?
I did like Solo.
The only time that I've seen it is when I did a Star Wars marathon, and I think I was a bit out of it. But
I can't really remember the film. Don't know what
it is. It's quite forgettable. But I remember enjoying it.
I enjoyed the majority of it. Yeah.
Like, I don't see why people hate on it so much. I know it's kind of a monster, like a Frankenstein's monster of various people. But like, I watched it. I thought, that's quite solid. It feels like a western. It doesn't try to set up all that much that happens in the other films. Have you guys seen the Clone Wars TV series?
I have.
Yep.
I've never. But Ben, what do you think of it then? I want to, but it's kind of like I have to be in the right frame of mind to watch 7 seasons or something.
I personally think that the Clone Wars is the best version of Star Wars.
Really?
So
interesting.
So
interesting.
It's.
I know. No. Sorry, that's not gonna work. Sorry, go ahead.
So it's a way for like the writers and stuff to tackle big things, but like flesh it out over multiple episodes rather than cram it all into one movie. It's animated, so you can have super fast lightsaber fights, which is what like
in some ways Star Wars is about,
and what like 7, 8, 9 were all lacking in.
Yeah.
And
wait, you mean 4, 5, 6?
No, 7, 8, 9 as well.
Decent lightsaber fight? You sure?
Name one.
Oh dear.
He's got you there, buddy. He's got you there.
Obviously not Kylo Ren versus Luke Skywalker. That was pretty naff. And the third one, no, not really. The only one that really stands out is the one in the forest where Finn and Rey have a crack at Kylo Ren, and it's quite gritty, and it's more they get injured more so than like only Anakin can claim to have been the most injured Jedi in a lightsaber fight.
I don't know, General Grievous. I mean,
no, he got shot. Not a lightsaber.
No, before that.
Yeah.
Darth Maul was cutting too.
That's
but he got away with it.
Yeah. He got new legs.
He got new legs.
But yeah, so like. So you can have like really good lightsaber fights and stuff like that, and you can have good voice acting and stuff like that, which which you don't
That's
need.
what I hear it gets praised for.
That's a very good area. Yeah.
Yeah, I really do need to watch it because
Mm.
by the time it was created, computer generated imagery cartoons had reached quite a good stage. So, from what I've seen, it looks quite good. And people rave about the cat. Who is his Padawan in
Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah, they say that her sort of slow burn character growth through those series is good.
Yeah.
And
because at the start she's like she's a
novice.
reckless teenager who
Okay.
is like basically Anakin, and
but a better Anakin.
How dare you?
to the point of annoyance.
Oh, right.
So like, and then
That's classic.
and then like over like 3 episodes, like split up, she grows into a fearless Jedi.
Not a bad arc for a character.
And that bombshell, I think it's time to move on.
Yeah, but I just before we do, I just wanted to say, are there any other Star Wars stories that I may have forgotten? I don't know.
Tell me, Mark.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Yeah, I've seen Star Wars, but
Oh, funny scripted jokes. I find that amusing.
hang on, should we talk about the Mandalorian?
No,
No,
because I've not seen it,
No,
so I don't know
okay.
what happens.
I've only watched a few episodes. I couldn't get into it.
All I know is
I didn't
baby.
think it was bad. I just couldn't get into
All I
it.
know is
It's
Baby
quite
Yoda.
slow.
Is it?
Well, it's not slow. It's just a lot slower than like other Star Wars media because of its like
Pacing.
hour.
It's got a bit of
episodes.
pacing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
My only contribution to this conversation is Baby Yoda.
That's
Yeah,
not
I
his
don't-
name.
What is his name?
Grogu.
Grogu.
Baby. I prefer Baby Yoda.
I'm not sure if I like Baby Yoda. I don't think I don't.
How
I don't,
dare
I don't
you?
think he's adorable, really. Like this is, but then. Yeah.
Baby Yoda is the most cute creature I've ever seen in Star Wars, apart from maybe the Ewoks.
The Ewoks are cute.
Yeah.
They're
I didn't
big.
find them cute when I first watched.
Did you not-
Star Wars. Don't forget they've been eating quite a few people in that. Like at the end of the musical number, they're bashing the skulls
Sorry,
of stormtroopers and things. And, you think,
That's true.
and like,
I think
do you
just,
think there's
the,
do you think
just
there's-
the helmets.
It's-
Just the helmets under there.
in universe, is there like a scene we didn't see of Han Solo nervously eating something and going, "What was this? Who was this?" Because I've not seen any chickens around here. and that's the thing about the Ewoks. So that's why I didn't
Such
find
a
the
cool home though in
In
the
Ewoks.
trees.
Oh, there is a series you've never seen. It was there's
The
actually
Christmas
2.
specials.
No, it's not the Christmas specials. It was a TV series called Ewoks. It was all about their life in the
What?
forest, being attacked by like other creatures. I think some force-related creatures. I only remember one scene in it, and it's tragic. And there was a cartoon series involving the droids, which I saw very young, and it freaks me out to this day because it involved like a giant robot eating like R2 units. And at the time, I was not able to discern. I was too young to like understand that. Of course, they're not going to kill these characters. But I was watching it going, "They're going to kill R2D2. He's going to get eaten by this thing." C-3PO, fine, but R2D2, no. But there we go. I think that's all now the Star Wars reader. Although I will say, we'll cover this later. The expanded universe was a missed opportunity, and we'll talk about that later. But let's get into it. Let's see what Ben.
No.
Sorry, I was not going to do Ben first. I was just randomly giving your names out. Okay,
He looked at you first. Ben.
let's cut. So, starting with Scott. Scott, you're the good guy.
Yes, good.
So, what will you do to make things better in the Star Wars universe? And Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan are in that red ship, about to dock on the Trade Federation ship. Where do you want to start? But that is the moment you start.
Oh, I get to choose where I start.
Yeah, I think it's best to just in this
I
case.
don't know.
Otherwise I can put you anywhere. I'll put you on Yavin 4.
I think I'll probably start on Tatooine.
Tatooine. Okay.
No,
Coruscant. The
Yes.
city.
yeah,
Planet.
the one they go.
The planet that's only a city.
The entire planet is one big city.
They should do that with every planet. And Tatooine, the whole planet is one big desert. Welcome to Yavin 4. The planet is one big jungle.
No, but I think
Welcome to the Death Star. The one planet is a killing machine.
I start there. I don't really do much from Phantom Menace. I don't think there's really a lot I can do.
So you're just going to let all his
Sorry,
Gungans
what
die.
planet are you on?
I don't know.
Cool. Let's say.
Coruscant.
Sorry.
Are you on the city one?
So
The
you're
main
going to let
one?
Qui-Gon die?
Yeah, I'm going to let him die.
Okay.
Oh.
You're the good guy.
Yeah.
You're not even going to try and say
No,
it.
not
Okay.
a chance. I think that is, I think I'm doing this for the greater good.
Okay, so
One
you
life
want
for
things.
thousands.
You want things. I suppose he's one with the Force, so he's not.
Yeah.
Right, who else
I'm
dies in
on
that
with the
film?
Force, and the Force was with me.
Yes. What about all like the other people you could have saved? Like there's that guy who's in the pod race and just like who
That's
had a
true.
wife and kids. If you watch the deleted scenes, who just he's the one who goes that and then crashes into that rock, and you think that's random, and then Anakin sort of going yeah I won, and then you can imagine his family's on the side going. Why is that kid celebrating? My husband's dead.
I mean, to be fair, like all the pod racers like die in that. There's no denying that. Other than Sabuba, all of them die. They're all like.
Subaru dies? No, he lives.
No, he lives, but everybody else dies.
Everyone else.
They
is dead.
crash and they
How do they-
spin out of.
How is this a
control.
repeat business? Like
You get
like
new
pod
ones.
racing. No,
There's
but if they're all
loads of
dead,
money on the line.
They're all dead. That means they have to get a new set of racers who
Yeah.
are all amateurs.
But it's full of like.
Anyway,
Star
you're going to let
parts.
them all die.
Yeah, let them all die.
The
Burn.
greater good.
Yeah, for the greater good.
Well, that's fine. I know Scott is the good guy tonight, but he is allowed to do this if he feels
Oh, yeah.
it's necessary. So
And I don't really do much past this, so I'm mainly focusing on Attack of the Clones and the one after that,
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith. So I get like not a degree, but I learned how to build things. Okay, and I learned
That's
to build
fine.
a radio blocker.
Radio.
Yeah, so they can't communicate with.
Okay.
So I'm getting somewhere with this. So I am doing. I'm not just building things for the sake of building things.
Okay.
So the Attack of the Clones happens.
Yeah.
So I find a buddy, and I walk past Obi-Wan and Anakin going, have you heard about that? All those clones? They don't hear me, or they just get an earshot of this.
I will allow this because you're not directly telling them anything.
Exactly, loophole.
You have to say it really loudly.
Exactly. I've heard all these clones being built somewhere. And it's like, what did that guy just say?
Hang on, is this happening in the Phantom Menace or the...
No, Attack of the Clones.
But you don't need to tell them the clones are happening. They always
That's
find
true.
out anyway.
That's true.
So you don't
Because-
need to do that.
Because Jango Fett uses a specialised dart that can only be traced to one planet instead of using a blaster bullet.
Exactly. Yes. I never thought about that. That's absolutely true. What a stupid. And he's a bounty hunter, not an assassin. And he assassinates the assassin, even though he's not an assassin.
Assassin's just
Stupid
in this
people.
entire film, so it's just assassins hiring assassins to hire assassins.
Is he
to do the
really?
work they don't want to do.
Is he really the ideal specimen if he can't think of that?
Yeah, I suppose.
But then then I'll tell them, or not, I'll tell my buddy, I've seen Palpatine with a really weird cloak the other day. That kind of looks similar.
And you think Obi-Wan's going, that's weird.
What did I just say? That's weird.
With an incredibly prominent chin.
That sort of guy in a black cloak, whose chin is exactly like the Supreme Chancellor's.
And he sounds very similar as well. He sounds. I've got my
When
notes.
he took his. Yeah, he does sound as if Palpatine had a cold.
But then, then I find a starship and I travel to the planet.
How would you make the money to pay for the starship?
What planet?
Don't ask me about the planet. Do you know my
I think
planet?
first we have to. How do you get? The part of the rules is like
true.
I'm not giving you enough to buy a ship. Is there any way you could in between Phantom Menace beginning? How old is Anakin in the first film?
I'll tell you what. I'll bet all my money on Anakin and Phantom Menace. I'm gonna.
Oh yes, okay, that works. So start on Tatooine,
yeah.
and you're there waiting for the pod race, and you put
All
whatever Stein resources I give you, and then okay, I'll
and
give you
they've
that.
got like what 100 to 1 odds. So I'm
Yeah, it's
gonna
very
make
low.
a lot of money.
Yes, that's fine.
So-
So you made your money,
Especially with most people betting on Sabuba.
and then
Exactly.
you can go.
Exactly. Then I can go to the place and I build my radio blocker.
Yep, good.
Then I buy a starship.
Yep.
And then I travel to the planet
What planet?
in the Attack of the Clones where that general's on, where he gets Order
Geonosis?
66.
Wait.
Geonosis.
Yeah, Geonosis.
Wait, the one where he gets Order 66?
That happens in.
You mean the one where the clones are being bred?
No, Attack.
Attack of the Clones is a planet called Geonosis.
The one where they meet
The whole
Dooku.
planet is a desert, and
It's
the
been
whole
a while.
desert is Monument Valley.
It's
from
been-
Star
The
Wars.
one with the arena fight.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
Geonosis.
But so I use my radio blocker.
Yeah.
So he doesn't receive Order 66.
Oh no, that happens
that
in
that
Revenge of the
doesn't
Sith.
happen then.
Well,
So okay,
Please don't.
look, Scott. I'm sorry. Your
okay.
plan is fine. I see
is.
where you're going, but I have to push you forward. So you get your start. You bet on Anakin. You buy your starship. You buy your you build your radio blocker.
Yep.
You let the Clone Wars happen.
pretty much.
Pretty much. Even though I think there are ways you could have stopped it, but never
Yeah.
mind.
It's been a long time since I've seen it.
Okay,
I
fine,
don't have
so-
time to watch all of it.
That's fine. So then you wait till roughly the point where Samuel L. Jackson gets killed by Palpatine, and then because almost immediately afterwards, Palpatine gives Order 66, and at that point you block the signal.
Yeah. So the Jedi just have a bit more time to sort their life out.
So
basically.
like Palpatine's like there on his communicator. Excuse me, Cody.
Why
Cody,
is
can you hear me?
Why is it?
Have you plugged your Ethernet in like I told you to do? Go to where the Wi-Fi signals is strongest. And Cody's there going, who's this guy in the cloak? Wait, how does he know that guy? Why did Cody not go, who are you? I've never seen you before. Oh, you're the Chancellor. The Chancellor doesn't dress like you. And he also doesn't look like someone cheese grated his face.
But yeah, so I prevent Order 66.
I think you don't actually have to go. What you should do, your radio blocker should be as near to Palpatine as possible.
Yeah.
So that's why Palpatine can't contact you.
Hold your phone closer to the satellites. Hold it down.
How do they get signal?
I presume it's sci-fi nonsense.
Alright.
It's Star Wars.
Oh,
benefits.
So
it's fine.
Palpatine can't get out Order 66, which means the Jedi don't die.
Pretty much.
Okay.
So the Jedi just have a bit more time to sort their lives out, basically.
So then suddenly Palpatine and Anakin have to put up with like 100 or however many Jedi it is.
But then, like,
all at once.
but the Jedi still don't know about.
Which is why I'm giving them more time.
Yes, but how are they gonna figure it out? Because like.
Because I told Obi-Wan in whenever I walked past him, oh yeah, that guy Palpatine has a really weird cloak that looks suspiciously like.
I don't think that's enough.
You're
You're going to have to walk past Obi-Wan a lot of times dropping hints.
I'll just show up in his life going, walk with a buddy just going, that happened, really? Is that what? Thank God,
You can film it, I suppose.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Scott.
I can imagine this guy on an Instagram thing with Palpatine and Anakin in the background going, what's this guy doing? Do you know what you could do? No, you wouldn't be able to do that. I was going to say that you could try and find Sidious's, like, get a job as Supreme
And
Challenge.
find his cloaks.
No. And wear, just wear them in the Instagram.
Steal his cloak, show him
No,
down.
I was going to say you find his lightsaber and you rig it so it doesn't work. So when Mace Windu shows up and he goes to attack him, he goes and he tries to switch it on. It's like, oh no,
Done.
trip up
But
Anakin on his way to
but
it.
it comes out of his sleeve.
Then I chop him
Yeah, but he can't keep that on all the time.
I think he
Like,
does.
he must shower. Palpatine showers.
Just
I'm
when,
sure that's
he's
canon.
showering, I just sneak him. Steal
Otherwise,
his
I thought if he doesn't shower, then a lot of those scenes in the Star Wars are strangely weird, where everyone's going, I'm not going to say anything that this guy, the supreme leader of the whole galaxy, isn't showering. So at some point he showers, he must take the lightsaber off. So, and then you just sneak in and put a prop there instead.
Prop, sort his lightsaber out.
And so
With a plastic one, that we get in Toys R Us or something.
you can't do that in this. There's no.
Then I'll
Oh,
build.
actually, maybe there must be someone selling toy lightsabers
Then I'll build
in
one.
this universe, letting people pretend to be Jedi.
Exactly. Damn, this is plastic.
But I understand your plan. Your plan is to prevent the Jedi from being wiped out.
Pretty much, and the younglings. I've got to protect the younglings at all costs.
Yeah. Well, Anakin can still go and murder them as much as he
I
wants.
mean, even without Order 66, Palpatine is probably still gonna order
eventually
Anakin to
he's
go.
going to find a signal.
He orders Anakin straight up to just go to the temple
It's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then the younglings of the Jedi have got them.
before he orders 66.
I think we should. You've got to keep your signal plan works, but you need to do something aside from it. Like,
You need to do something about Anakin.
Do need to do something about Anakin.
like what's the best?
Slaughter him.
That
Skills
would
him off
that
from
would
the
be, I
guns.
think that would be bad.
Anakin's
That's
bad
not
guy.
in keeping with your good.
Anakin's a
good
bad
thing.
guy. Luke Skywalker never gets born. It's
No,
all,
but he's
it's all
not
fine.
really bad until the moment he takes off Mace Windu's. Oh, that's the point of no return for him. I feel like you think you could, if you want, you could like open the door to the Chancellor's office because you've become his butler.
All right, Anakin.
And then you go, and you could go, you're busy. I'll come back later. But you actually walk up and go, Anakin. What you should do is not kill.
Kill all these Jedi children.
Or like tell Mace Windu, if you try to kill him, he's going to take your arm. No, wait, that's breaking the rules of you telling.
No, what I'll do is I'll come in
Just
and I go.
deflect the blade.
I'll go to Anakin. That Palpatine guy's crazy. As in, he's like mad. Do you really trust in that guy? He's crazy. It's like, do I really want to trust in that guy?
Is there a way to drop hints that the Chancellor and staff like? Oh
yes, by stealing his clothes and go. I found this in.
I like the idea of you walking into the Jedi temple. I found all these black cloaks in Palpatine's office.
Yeah.
Is this a red flag? But no, that's breaking the rules if you just go straight up to them. You got to try and drop you got to manipulate. It's too easy just to walk in and go, I know. The Force has told me.
I'm getting something.
Although you could sort of be a waiter, and when there's a scene where Mace Windu says, the dark side of the Force surrounds the Chancellor, and you should be just like a waiter at the Jedi Temple, and you put a tea down next to Yoda and Mace going, that sounds like he's a Sith Lord. Like, why is, like, maybe that's a red flag too. And that's in keeping with the rules, because
I'll tell you what,
you're commenting on their stupidity.
I become a waiter. I poison the tea with only tea that can be
that's your classic.
that can be detected without as food poisoning, but can't detect it in the liver. It's my go-to plan. Just poison them.
But I don't know. You're good. I don't know.
You're supposed to be good, Scott.
This is for the greater good.
Interesting. I do like in some ways, I actually enjoy your plan. That would be almost the idea that he couldn't contact all the clones and tell them to kill them. Would be a sort of interesting way of keeping the Jedi. It creates a different situation where the Emperor kind of takes over. But there's hundreds of Jedi out there, and it's a different kind of rebellion, which would be an almost interesting set of events going forward. Like in those 19 years between Revenge of the Sith and New Hope, and that if the Jedi was slightly whittled down as opposed to just all being wiped out of existence at one go.
I think my plan very much ignores the rest of it, because if we can sort Palpatine and Darth Vader out in these two films, and nothing else happens.
Presumably the Republic soldiers on with Jedi around, and
But it's a corrupt government.
But is
Only
it a corrupt? No, only
with ET somehow.
Like, I think it's a pretty it's kind of like the American system of government in that it's quite inept at fixing itself. So the Republic, like, whoever's Chancellor is fine if they're doing good stuff, but the system doesn't, like, no one's.
I become Chancellor.
How? You have to become a senator for one of the worlds.
That's true.
That's not impossible.
I find a deserted world.
This is the nation of Scott.
I am the only popular. I am the only
This is
inhabitant.
Scotland.
There's one voter, and he voted for me, and it was me.
And they can't do that because democracy. Because I love democracy.
I'm pretty sure the Republic doesn't allow that. Like, otherwise that whole auditorium will be full of people who just had one planet.
Because like there's like so much like in the Outer Rim that like probably doesn't get discovered at all.
I believe that Scott could become a senator for our planet somewhere along the line. And then you're in the auditorium.
Public relations.
And then at that moment in the Phantom Menace,
deliver a grand speech.
In the Phantom Menace, where there's a vote of no confidence in, like, that Joe Biden guy, like the non-guy.
Did you just call Joe Biden Palpatine?
No, I know the guy, the Chancellor of Valorum, the
okay.
totally ineffectual
Supreme Chancellor overall.
I think we should leave Joe Biden in politics out of this.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Okay, I just think. Okay, I'm not going to throw any politics here, but in a way, like the placeholder president who gets removed somehow, and you somehow have to step into the Supreme Chancellor role, and that Palpatine's down there going, like, that didn't work. I got to put a different plan.
Why didn't I get elected? This is not part of my plan.
Then how would you make sure you get elected?
Just by public relations, really. Just I become. Oh
no! You're gonna manipulate the scene. Palpatine's doing his own manipulation, and you're doing it back in the scene.
Because I find a planet that's got enough resources for myself, but also to give to other people. It's like, you can have some of this if you vote for me.
You prove you're a good leader.
Yeah, I buy their votes.
Okay.
You buy their votes.
Yeah. With the resources.
You've gone full corrupt. You're doing what Ben should be doing. Like, yeah. I can't see you becoming spiritual. Although, is that like a what's it called?
Or could
a
you
grey area that you force your way into?
Could you put like Padme as Supreme Chancellor potentially?
Yeah, I could.
Could you?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Because she's
get enough votes
she could do it.
I joined her.
Politically, she's very bold. So.
And she's got plenty of backing, probably.
Yeah, she doesn't wear dark robes. She wears epic costumes.
She wears purple in the last scene in the Democracy Lies. So.
You don't like that?
No, it's quite
Purple's
dark.
a regal colour.
Purple's a sick colour.
Purple's a royal colour.
Yeah.
Royal purple is
and she's
a royal
queen
colour.
in a democracy. She's like the most. The Queen thing is like the most anti-democracy thing. That's true. Vote for your king, who you cannot remove.
That's my plan. It's not a very good plan, but it's a plan.
I do like the
That
idea
just-
though that the Jedi just survive. I like your tactic of trying to just flummox his signal,
Yeah.
and then he can't do Order 66. Or
Hello.
Or your machine instead sends the signal not to any of the clones. You send it direct to like that one of the Jedi in the field.
That's
So,
good.
I don't know what that Jedi is with the massive forehead. Like
Coyote Money.
oh, well done.
Nicely
Like
done,
he's
Ben.
there fighting, and then he goes, "I'm getting a call. Hang on." And then he looks at him. Who's this guy dressed like Death? And he goes,
He looks kind of like Palpatine.
yeah. He goes, and Captain goes, "Commander Cody." Oh. Sorry, this was not meant. Wait, you want to talk to Commander Cody?
Oh, yeah,
He's
just
that clone. What do you want to say to him? Nothing. Or he says Order 66. I'm not
and
a
then-
takeaway service. I'm fighting a
And
war.
then Palpatine's secretary comes in. Have you done Order 66 days? Like, shut up!
There's comedy gold here. Like not just in the saying the family or robot chicken universes. There's ways to do this. That's so funny. But
What's Order 66? Shut up!
Do you think it's no? That's just like 66 was obviously chosen like for 666. That's sort of biblical.
No.
Was it?
You don't think so? What was it chosen for?
6 is the sixth letter of the alphabet is F, and FF stands for friendly fire.
Oh, is that why it was
Interesting.
chosen? It's interesting if it's true.
Conspiracy theories here.
It is the most unfriendly fire
Yeah.
in possibly any film where like there goes friendly fire. I will purposely shoot this general.
Yeah, it's just the only one that sounds sinister when it said execute order 67.
I'll tell you what I do is I become a cheerleader for Order 66. So just outside the Senate building, Order 66, and just.
Do you know what you could do? You could just walk up to one of the clone generals and go, execute Order 66, just to one of them.
Yes.
And he tries to kill a Jedi.
Yes.
And the Jedi goes, why did he do that? I had some guy say Order 66 to him and he suddenly went crazy.
What is Order
He
66?
suddenly went Manchurian candidate on the Jedi general. And they go, wait a minute. Those Cambinos put something in their programming. And then there you go, you solved it.
I have solved.
You did that in the Clone Wars. You just like the clone battle on Geonosis has happened, and then you
Because the
just,
Jedi
you
were
just
winning up until that
and
point.
like you get to Geonosis somehow, and
With my
like,
starship I bought for my many money.
so there's like 100 Jedi, and then you just you tap one of those clone troopers on the shoulder, execute, yeah. Execute Order 66. And then suddenly the trooper just tries to shoot, makes a window. Unfortunately, you probably got that stormtrooper killed. But either way, as long as you don't shout it out,
Yeah.
because otherwise all the troopers will go into Manchurian candidate mode.
Psst, buddy, Order 66.
And then the Jedi will go, what was that? Why is our army trying to kill us all of a sudden? And then eventually they'll find out, presumably. They'll confront the Caminos. The Caminos
The
will go...
Kaminoans.
Kaminoans, sorry. Or then
Kaminoans.
Kaminoans will go, why did you program to do that? And they'll go, that's what the
Oh, that's
That's
what
what
Cypher D is said to do.
that's what the brief was.
That's what the order was. Order 66.
The PowerPoint presentation he showed us had a distinct thing. Here's the order that I want you to have. 1, 2, 3. Order 12 is respect the Jedi. Order 50 is I don't know, keep your uniform.
Protect the president.
Protect the president. That's three Chancellor. Order 66. Kill the generals.
All the
the army,
Jedi.
All the Jedi.
Kill every
Traitors.
Jedi.
And next slide, please, Jerry. Order 67. Whatever it is.
Eat a sandwich.
Eat a sandwich. Yeah, what you can't do though is like shout. You got to whisper to just
You
one.
have to whisper.
Because if you go, hey buddy, and you say in a normal voice, Order 66, all the others are going to go, what did you say? Order 66, and then it sort of spreads throughout the whole army,
Oh.
and that would be bad.
Yeah.
Ben, you should do a stop motion out of this. It'd be really funny.
It would be actually a very funny stop motion for upstairs studios, which we will mention later.
Maybe I'll do that.
Is you can just do this.
It'd be like a really weird Robot Chicken episode.
I mean, like, if just one person had walked past by a clone and said, like, if a clone had gone into a McDonald's or the McDonald's equivalent,
Order 66.
yeah, and then that would, he would have gone crazy.
Where are the Jedi? Where?
Or you tapped on the shoulder and you're like, psst, buddy. And he's just like, what? My helmet's covering my ears. I can't hear you. What?
Oh yeah, take it off. Execute Order 66.
Why didn't you say so?
Finally. There you go. Let's go. I think we've helped you out there. Thanks. And let's move on to. You kind of succeeded, kind of didn't, but it was an interesting concept.
Yeah.
It was a funny concept.
It's got attraction. We can do things. So Ben, you're the bad guy.
Okay.
How are you going to take advantage of what you know about the Star Wars universe?
So-
Remember, you're at the very beginning of Phantom Menace.
Yes. So I'm gonna take the same approach as Scott. I'm going to bet all my money on Anakin and get loads of money. Thanks for the idea, by the way.
You are. Other ideas are available.
From who?
Me, all my greatest ideas.
The greatest hits.
Gonna write a book.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get loads of money from the pod race.
You tried hard, Scott.
I did.
Okay, I teed you up to say, try.
Oh,
do
sorry.
that. Or
Sorry.
do that.
Oh, sorry.
That was not scripted, but I just thought someone's got to remember that one. Sorry, Ben. After you, back to you, Ben.
Okay, so I've got loads of money from the pod race, and now I really should have thought this through. I'm gonna go to Naboo, and so Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon are fighting Darth Maul.
Yep.
And a random blaster bolt from behind them.
Where do you require
You're
this
going to
gun?
shoot them
Kills
behind.
Obi-Wan.
Oh, okay. You're just going to kill. Wait, hang on.
Qui-Gon Jinn's dead.
Oh, so Obi-Wan's cut Darth Maul in half, and then you shoot Obi-Wan.
Or just in the middle of the fight, and while he's distracted, and he's like,
Where'd you get
"I'm all."
So you shoot him, and Maul goes, "What's that about?" He goes, "Nothing, man."
Don't worry about
Nice
it.
legs. Don't skip leg day.
But where did you get this blaster from?
Like you pick it up from any of the droids. That
Yeah.
have been
There's loads
scattered
of
around.
droids dead.
That's true.
And then I will go to Coruscant with a spaceship that I bought with my fundraiser money.
Sounds
Maul's
sounds
there
strangely
going,
familiar.
and then you just walk, okay, fine, I'll let that guy get away. And presumably, though, what else happened? Well, does that mean? Oh, I suppose Darth Maul would stop Padme and Sidious's plan. Like the Trade Federation would still control Naboo, but Palpatine would still be Supreme Chancellor.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. That plays out as that.
And then I'm gonna go to Coruscant.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna somehow get into Chancellor Palpatine's personal box.
You mean when he's watching?
When he's watching
the bubble opera.
The bubble opera. And I'm just gonna sit down next to him and be like, "Oh, hey Palpatine, have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?"
How are you gonna get in? I suppose if you're a rich guy, you could finance a campaign of his over the 10 years that he's a normal Supreme Chancellor, and then you get tickets to the bubble opera and sit next to him, and then randomly you say,
Yeah, and he's just gonna be like, "What? How does this guy know I killed my master?" You know what? I'm gonna hire him.
I don't know if that's.
He's
hang on a
gonna-
minute.
He might execute
I'm
you
not.
for knowing.
I'm not exactly sure that that's the sequence of events that his first thought would be. How's this guy know my plan? I better hire him.
How does this guy know? I better execute him.
Yes,
Would be more
exactly.
likely.
Like,
Alright.
I think you've got to prove your usefulness to
Okay.
it rather than that.
I will tell you what.
Yep.
I've killed Obi-Wan.
That
now-
was me. Okay, it's fine. Because Darth Maul's still alive. So.
Darth Maul's still alive.
Yeah, Darth Maul would be
Just-
right there in the box, and he'd
just
sort
in
of go,
half.
"Do you remember me? I helped you out that day. How are those new shoes? Trust me, you wouldn't have those without me."
And Darth Maul's like, yeah, I can vouch for this guy.
Okay, yeah, good.
Actually, I'm gonna shape up my plan, and I'm gonna become the world's best bounty hunter. Not the world's, actually, the galaxy's best bounty
for
hunter.
the world's best bounty. I am the best bounty hunter on this desert planet. Ice planet.
I mean,
jungle
travelling to
planet.
There's a planet called Tatooine.
Travelling to planets in this universe is like travelling to the next village.
Yeah, it's not very quickly sometimes. Anyway, sorry.
Hyperspace.
It's
Honestly, it's like you don't even watch the
I
movies.
do watch
Scott.
this.
you don't research, but you have seen it.
I've seen that.
That's fine.
Then suddenly I get captured by the Camino people, and I become the person.
Oh, so
perfect
you're-
specimen.
So you make yourself a great bounty hunter. Then you somehow introduce yourself to Palpatine. But I mean, you could be rich and you could do a double life. One as the bounty hunter, one as the sort of senator, like the person who's in the senator's good graces.
Yeah.
And so you're setting yourself up to be the Jango Fett.
Yes,
Okay.
because clearly,
You would be the best bounty. Well, you could be you know where everyone is. You also know not to hire someone to do your job for you.
And then even that person hired someone to do that job for them.
Exactly.
They hired a robot who
Yeah.
hired worms.
That's true.
You're absolutely right. It's like Dooku had no wait. It starts off with Sidious hires Dooku, who then hires the Genosians, who hired Jango,
who hires the other
the
bounty hunter,
shape-shifting guy,
who hires
the
the
robots,
robot.
who hires the worms. Someone got paid to do all that. You expect when you hire someone to leather, they don't contract it out several degrees down the line. And they were all failures. All the way to Django, who's like, Worms, Robot, Shapeshifter, Django, Genoshan, Dooku, Sidious, and the Dark Side of the Force. Who chose the wrong people for these jobs?
I saw that link somewhere.
What a strange sequence. It's funny that you don't think about it, but that's exactly what happened. The robot could have had a gun on it, for crying out loud. And no, the robot fought to itself like wobbling slow worms.
That's where I got through that.
Mark and Ben are both dying at this kind of
But it's
moment.
so funny. That's how stupid it is. The robot cut a hole in the glass and then thought to itself, I'll just push these worms in and hope that they bite someone. Which, why would they do that?
My cheeks are hurting.
Oh, that's good. Let's just give us a breather. I need to take a drink.
Oh.
Anyway, sorry, Ben.
I
You're
forgot where I
now
was.
you're the Django Fett now.
Yes, and I now have a clone army of myself, and I introduce my own order 1.
So the
So-
Caminos clone you.
And
you
I put something
introduce an order.
into their heads.
Should it be Order 1? Because that could come up really easily. Like in some ways, 66
Okay.
is high number,
Order
but not.
371,129.
Now you have to memorise that number. So keep it simple but big. Okay, got you. Okay.
300
So your clones now have this order inside
Yeah.
their heads. Got
and
it?
that order is obey me at any cost.
Smart.
Now I've got this clone army behind me, and the Clone Wars will happen.
In some sense, this clone army is operating under the Republic, but at any moment they can obey
Yeah.
you. Okay.
And so now I go back to my life as like
Either bounty hunter or
Chancellor-
rich guy.
Chancellor Palpatine's rich guy friend.
Yeah.
and and I show off my military tactics and all other stuff. So
Well,
like,
you have advanced knowledge of where the war
Yeah.
is going,
so like
so you know what to
I
do.
will be commander in chief,
Of the Separatist army in some ways. Or the clone army.
or the Republic army. I can do both.
You can do both, yes. You can multitask like Sidious. He's in there. He's in one room doing his dual personality, and you're in the opposite room doing yours.
Yeah.
Would you wear a cloak, or would you dare? Would you
No,
join
because I take all the cloaks.
I'd wear a cape.
cloak, Kate? Oh no,
With a
they
hood.
are different. They are different. I'm pretty sure that's a cloak, but never mind.
Like a little Robin Hood. Not Robin Hood, Little Red Riding Hood.
How dare you? Alright.
I mean, you could do a Batman mask for all you know, because no one knows what
I'm just like,
because no one has any
Hey,
inkling of what
Palpatine.
Batman- Yeah. You could do. That's your dual personality voice. Excellent. So.
so now I am military genius behind the Clone Wars, and then I create another life
It's got
Where-
3
Free
lives.
where I am gonna go to Mandalore.
Okay.
And I'm gonna fight for the dark saber, and I'm gonna get my own lightsaber. This is just for me.
Okay. You just want this is
yeah,
this is a
I just
side,
want a
this is like a
lightsaber.
side
Side
quest in a computer game, and you get your own sword.
I get my own
There's-
sword,
there's
and
like a Zelda
and
thing.
I rule Mandalore as well now.
Okay.
And now, after Order 66 has been executed by
So
Palpatine,
the clone troopers
Everything
are now
still
pretty much
happens,
in
yeah.
charge. They've got an entire army that
except I'm still in charge of everything. I'm in charge under Sidious.
you're in charge of. So you're now still a deputy to Palpatine in this
Mm.
scenario. Okay.
But like the way
The Empire's just begun, essentially.
yeah, the Empire has just
It's
begun.
the end of Revenge of the Sith. He's
Yes.
done. He's walked into the Senate, the cradle of democracy, and said, "I'm now turning this into an empire." And everyone goes, "Yay!" Okay.
And
Sure.
Sure, why not?
and so now I've got this clone army, and I've got
Mandalore.
Mandalore, who are known for their skills.
Yep.
They're skilled warriors. And as the Death Star is being built,
So 5 years later.
Yeah. I can just waltz up because I'll be an admiral at that point because
You'll be very high up in the
I'll be
Empire.
very high up. I just walk past Darth Vader and like, well, what does this button do?
One switches to. There he goes. I love that idea that there's one button that switches the whole thing off when it's
What's this
when you just press it and it'd be back on again. I think you'd have to be slightly more creative.
I could like.
EMP device.
This cog is starting to get loose on his arms.
Again,
just fall off.
Again, do you think you can get that guy to Darth Vader to do that?
No, I mean, I could always use.
You could find a way to kill him.
I could find a way to kill him very easily.
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, Darth Vader, with a lightsaber straight through his chest.
Yeah.
I've got a lightsaber now. So
No, but he'll know that through the dark side. He'll know for the Force what you're about to do. You have to be slightly more cunning about it. I think. Like I don't know. You
Blow up his Death Star.
But no, on his Star Destroyer, you just leave a bomb on the hyperdrive somewhere. You do an inspection of the ships because you're a high up admiral, and you just like put a bomb on the engine and wait for Darth Vader to come aboard, blow the whole ship up. He can't do anything.
Or I'm doing construction somewhere. He walks past. Oh, sorry.
Drop a brick on Darth Vader's head. He's got a helmet on. That's gonna be fine.
Alright. So Darth Vader's dead now.
Okay. I would, for the purposes of this, I would assume that Ben would be more than capable of finding a way to kill Darth Vader, given your knowledge of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. I will come up with one on the spot right now.
Although, wait, it's like no, wait. Yeah, I guess he still would be Darth Vader, or would he? Because Palpatine's still got Darth Maul and Dooku. I know Dooku would be dead still.
The Darth Maul will probably die in the Clone Wars.
Okay, gotcha.
And now actually Obi-Wan's dead as well. So who fights Anakin in Revenge of the Sith then?
Well, no.
Would it be
given your? Oh, yeah, that's true.
Would it be Yoda?
Well, yeah. Okay. No, it'd be no one, because Yoda tries to take out Palpatine and get killed.
But presumably,
Anakin wouldn't be Darth Vader. Well, he would be, but he wouldn't be Darth Vader with all his cybernetics. So you'd have to find a different way to kill him.
He'd be taught by someone though.
Well, if considering what you've done, the Obi-Wan is dead. Darth Maul, let's say he just disappears somewhere during the Clone Wars. Anakin will turn to the dark side with Mace Windu. That will still possibly happen.
Yeah.
But without Obi-Wan as his mentor, he doesn't become a Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
Anakin
true.
Anakin doesn't become a Jedi, so I don't need to...
No, you don't need to. So there's no Darth Vader for you to defeat. Anakin's just on the desert planet, pod racing. No,
as a slave.
Yeah. No, presumably pod racing still, because he would have still won that race even if they hadn't been there. So, no, Anakin would have been bought by Qui-Gon dies in Phantom Menace.
Both Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan
the Jedi
die,
Council
so the Jedi would just like
send him away.
go back home.
And this time we're sending. Do you want to go to the desert planet, or the ice planet, or the water planet, or the crystal planet,
or my planet,
or the salt planet, or
or you can go to Scotland.
That's my planet on the edge.
Oh, Scotland! That's a great name for your planet. Scotland.
Scotsland.
So they push Anakin out of the picture because they don't want to train him.
Yeah.
And everything continues, and presumably another Jedi does what Obi-Wan does in Attack of the Clones. Dooku possibly survives.
Dooku potentially.
So by Return of the Jedi, Anakin is either Anakin still killed Dooku, I think. But what would happen is Anakin would just be there on Mustafar, like after killing the Separatist leaders, looking at the lava planet.
But he wouldn't be there because he's not a Jedi. Ever.
Oh no, he wouldn't. So no, that wouldn't happen. So Dooku's standing there after killing the Separatist leaders, and it's just like, oh well, there we go. And yeah, so you don't have to kill Darth Vader. That's not something you need to do.
Just need to kill Dooku.
So when do you bring all the clones to your side? And I presume I'm assuming. Go ahead. You explain.
So we create the Death Star.
Yep.
Except it's nearly done.
Mm-hmm.
But
then order
301 enacts where.
So your clone troopers will now instantly obey every single order you give them.
Yes.
So you get on that little communication device and you tell them, kill every Imperial soldier who doesn't agree with me, kill the Emperor, kill Darth Maul or Dooku, whoever's still left.
Actually, no, because the Emperor, the Stormtroopers aren't clone troopers.
Yeah, you might have to do this earlier than you think.
Yeah, so I might have to do this
almost immediately after the
just
Clone
after
Wars,
Order 66.
Yeah. So like Palpatine's in the Senate, and then I don't know, you blow the whole thing up, kill them all, because you're the bad guy, you don't care.
I hold the entire Senate hostage with my Mandalorian armor and my Mandalorian army
Yeah.
and my clone army. I waltz in. I give a great big speech how I'm evil and I'm
Palpatine's up there though, going, "What's this guy doing? I'm in charge."
no,
Can someone shut this guy up, please?
You have to kill Palpatine as soon as possible.
I've got jetpacks, so I can come up because he
won't
won't
force lightning.
He's got lightning.
He won't want to. He wouldn't want to like show that he's that.
Oh, I think in that moment he definitely would.
All right.
This guy's trying to take my power.
Yeah, he's gonna defend it.
Okay. I just knock out the pillar that
Oh
he's
yeah,
on.
that's a
and
good
he's
idea.
just-
Yeah, just hold down, wouldn't it? And that'd be it. Yeah, because that's
And
a stupid platform. the pod thing.
Yeah.
Okay. This you're soaring away at the bottom of one.
What is that vibrations I feel?
Two stormtroopers who you ordered with a giant bandsword just going, and then it leans and falls over and Palpatine's dead. Okay,
Yeah.
that would kill it.
And then I give a big speech from my jetpack because I've got one now. And I become the Emperor, and
you now lead the Galactic Republic,
yeah. So now, and then I go on a conquest of the entire galaxy.
Yeah, because you have the stormtroopers, presumably all the Star Destroyers, plans for a Death Star. Yeah.
Ben wins.
And Ben wins. That's excellent. He found a way to take over. I love your idea of pretending to be Jango Fett in a sense, and getting essentially. I don't know why Jango Fett didn't think of that, but presumably he wasn't creative enough. But yeah, he's got the whole army on his side now, and the stormtroopers are critical to taking over. Right? I mean, they got poor aim.
They're useless.
I think their aim degrade. I think stormtroopers have terrible aim, but clones have great aim.
Yeah, I saw a post where it was like Darth Sidious asking Darth Vader, an admiral and a stormtrooper, like a question of okay, we've killed all the Jedi. What do we do now? And Darth Vader was like, hunt down all the Jedi, and the stormtrooper was like, replace all the clones with people who can't aim. And then it showed a picture of them handshake.
Yeah, Palpatine goes, it's a great idea. My entire army can't hit a thing. Even though, someone points out to me, Obi-Wan says, only Imperial stormtroopers are so precise when he talks about that attack on that Jawa sandcrawler. And I think is he lying? But then someone pointed out that Kenobi's been out of the loop, so he doesn't know that stormtrooper aim is degraded over time, and that they're actually presumably stormtroopers are normal people. I thought they were still clones because in A New Hope,
yeah, that's what I thought. But
why aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper? And then what happens in Family Guy as well?
This short middle-aged fat guy comes in as a stormtrooper and nobody notices.
And then no, but Leia in Family Guy, the Lois who's playing Leia goes, "Aren't you a little fat and short for a stormtrooper?" Which is very unfair. But and then he goes, "Well, I'm leaving you here in the cell then." And it's like, yeah. And so I thought they were all stormtroopers were the same height because maybe they were clones.
Oh, I'm not. Well, either way, I've got.
Either way, it doesn't matter. You've got you've almost immediately after the Clone War, you've taken over with your army. You're now the Emperor. You don't have any Jedi powers though.
I've got a lightsaber.
That's okay. Yeah, okay. You can have normal rulers. It doesn't have to be. Could you inject yourself with a load of midichlorians and become a Jedi or Sith?
Probably, but the original
research.
The original plan for the Emperor was that he was just going to be a corrupt senator. There was no plan for him to be a Sith.
To ever reveal. In the
original
trilogy. I didn't know that. They changed it to
they were like, you know what? Let's add lightning.
That's why it made sense, because otherwise Darth Vader, why is he listening to this old man?
Yeah, but that's like
power.
That's the problem with A New Hope, where he's like he listens to the admirals when he's like, I find your lack of faith disturbing. And he's like, release him, and I'm like,
what was that guy?
You've got a lightsaber.
What was that guy thinking? Like, do you know what? This will make me really. Like, did his wife tell him a few days ago? You've got to be really more assertive in meetings. Yeah, you're right.
Fine, I will.
And he gets choked. It's like, what a poor career move. Like, I will insult this guy who can, and he's terrible.
Who has
this
no
7-foot guy.
He's really harsh manager style
and has no moral compass.
No moral compass and a sword that cuts through anything. And I will
challenge his authority.
As we said, these films aren't planned. Darth Vader was really no more than just a lackey. Really, he wasn't meant to be this second in command. He was just a guy who looked like this because this is how he decided to dress for that day.
Yeah, Ben wins.
There you go.
Ben wins. Ben's in charge of the entire galaxy. Well done. You'll rule for a good 70 years. You'll have a Death Star, which will cement your power, and you know not to put a. When
Not to-
Galen Erso like finishes work for the day, you go, "Well done, thanks for building us the Death Star. Change that exhaust pod. Put a grill over it. Put several grills over it.
Just cover it up.
Cover it up.
Why is that there?
Exhaust.
Yeah, but it was deliberately designed by him to be a weakness, wasn't
No, I think
wanted-
given Rogue One and what they say in the original things, the exhaust port is supposed to be there because you need exhaust to get rid of presumably a planet-sized nuclear reactor, whatever it is. But Galen Erso made it so that if you shoot something down it and it destroys a single part of the reactor inside, it's catastrophic. It has a cumulative effect. But
I want to
like
be
you
there
could
for
still
that
just
meeting.
put some shields over it, like, but stop building a trench to it.
It reminds me of that
or make
scene.
loads of tiny little pods.
Reminds me of that scene in Family
Make a
Guy.
maze on the Death Star. So
Like a Pac-Man.
are we going the right way?
The photon torpedoes are going wagga wagga.
Some guy with a map going, "Oh, we're going the right way, honey. I think we're lost."
Oh yeah, that's in there. That's in there. That, if you like Star Wars, the Family Guy,
And old enough to
Mickey's
watch
in-
Family Guy.
Yeah, it gets rude in places, obviously, but some of their jokes are spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that and one about Stewie and what we're having a conversation about. No, it's for statics. Oh, do you want to just leave it?
No, we'll have a meeting about this. And yeah, you solve the exhaust port problem. Death Star never gets blown up. It works.
He wins.
He wins. One of them then.
Okay.
Okay.
10th dice. Do we have time for that?
I think we'll do this for 5 minutes. Okay, we'll talk about this. What could we, rather than, I don't think there's anything you could do with the core concept of Star Wars is, what if there was a war happening far away in a galaxy far away a long time ago?
But somehow in the future.
But the thing is, there's not any way you can take that. There's loads of films and stories which take wars in space, but just don't get called Star Wars. So what do you think should happen to the franchise Star Wars now? They're probably going to do more films, like was it 10, 11, 12? What should they do?
We introduce the multiverse and get Star Trek in this as well.
No.
Fine.
No,
Fine.
like this will be a point of contention.
Yeah.
Star Trek ships are actually very powerful compared to Star Wars ships. I maintain this. If there's any Star Wars fans versus Star Trek fans will agree with me. Like a normal ship in Star Trek is infinitely more powerful than a ship in.
Never seen it.
Then don't worry. But how do you go from here? Do you do the whole like Empire again?
Well, this requires me to
Who's the
remember
bad
what's
guy?
happened.
So at the end of Rise of Skywalker,
Rise of Skywalker, yeah.
um,
We've got Rey burying stuff in sand.
presumably living there now as a Jedi.
But in Luke's
Some
old
reason.
Uncle's home.
Yeah,
I think
where
there
they burn.
I think there was. I'll take this. Yeah, I'll take this home where
Their corpses
Yes.
are probably still there,
yeah, who
rolled down
tidied
the
up after
stairs.
that. Actually, no, I think about it. But yeah, but let's say that she just. I think the insinuation is that she would just start the Jedi again from then.
Yeah.
So
In that little desert hole.
Well, yeah, yeah. I guess.
Hi, well, welcome to our Jedi Club this week.
Today's is lightsabers, safety, and all 100 lessons after that,
Yes.
unless you want to lose a limb. The first
Do
lesson
not
is
stick your hand out. If somebody is trying to disarm your lightsaber, let go.
Don't open your lightsaber
have a
towards your
strap
chest.
on your wrist for your lightsaber so no one can take it from you. And yeah. The first lesson is safety, and so on, the next 100, and so on. But like, would you do a film with like you? I don't hate the Rey character. I think the storytelling was bad, and like there's still. I guess so now she's just claimed the mantle as Skywalker, which the film has set up with that. Hey, she's been taught by Leia and she's been taught by Luke. It's fine. But how do you do you do something with her later on, or do you skip 30 years into the future and someone else is now the Jedi focus, or?
It's difficult with this one because the danger of this is it just goes back to A New Hope and we start again.
Yeah. What could you do differently that would still feel like Star Wars?
I mean, I feel like one thing that they could do is put Rey in a more teacher role. So, like, skip forward a few years and have her be like mentoring a Jedi trainee.
The Luke Skywalker to the Leia to the next generation.
The younglings.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like,
What's wrong with children? What do they call them children? Oh, I realise now what it is. It's because you can't can't have a film where he killed children and then expect us to think, hey, is this guy going for a redemption saga or should he just die?
Yeah, so like have her like as like a mentor and teaching her like, so like kind of like a Ben Kenobi to a Luke or something, and have her to be pivotal to the new protagonist.
But that could be interesting having her as a teacher role. And I would say that would probably work better as a TV series though than a film.
Yeah.
Having her a teacher role and you can go through each like youngling as a.
Yeah.
I think that is one of the bigger things of Star Wars is that
the TV shows almost work better.
Its stories should like have time to flesh out rather than be crammed into one movie.
Yeah, they crammed an awful lot into Rise of the Skywalker that they didn't really earn, I think. I mentioned it before in this episode about the extended universe. So there was a whole book series that came out after basically Return of the Jedi, and they referenced virtually none of it except for Grand Admiral Thrawn, who I think appears in the Clone Wars.
I think or
subsequent
he appears
stuff
in Rebels.
Oh, that's it. Another series we missed, but that he's from the extended universe, and there is a set piece in the extended universe which works called the. I'm probably going to mispronounce this because I've never heard it spoken out, but it's the Yuzonbong War, and it's like an alien race appears from outside the galaxy to conquer the galaxy. And they don't have technology. Everything's bioorganic technology, and they don't have any connection to the Force. So there's no reason why you can't repeat that. You just have to deal with the different characters set up in Rise of the Skywalker, because originally it was Luke and Han and Leia and their children or spouses or friends they had made along the way. But there's no reason why you couldn't do the same war again with a different cast. And I think that would work for Star Wars because it'd still be a Star War. But the dynamic would be different in that in the first film or first episode of the TV series, you set up that maybe the Force means a lot more to the people of the galaxy. Maybe everyone practices Force worship in a sense. It's like people are more connected to the Force, which it's very weird that no one is when it's been a religion for thousands of years, and presumably it's a religion that normal people can follow, even if they can't get to the Force. And then, so it's now this Force place, this galaxy with a deep connection to the Force versus this one that is completely anti. In a sense, maybe it smothers. And it's like, what do? Do you use the dark side of the Force, the light side of the Force? Is there many other facets to the Force to try and fight this group of aliens who are completely detached?
The dim light of the Force.
Yeah, it's like, and the Yuzonbong are very scary, and it's a very alien species since they don't use tech, and they hate droids, and that might be a good way to bring droids into it as like more equal. Like an equal rights kind of thing that the Star Wars universe should probably do. Like we program, hey, this droid has feelings and can feel pain if you burn it.
What?
Let's use it as a slave. That's good. But it's not, obviously. And I just think that's a different way to go. Don't have an empire. That you don't need space Nazis. Just use a different alien race with that in a way the Yuzonbong are a complete the opposite of what the Force is. And they're also, in a way, above the dark side of the Force and the light side of the Force.
It's very interesting, Mark.
You should read, if you haven't, you should read the Extended Universe. It's better than The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of the Skywalker. And there's so much detail, and there's so much there.
Survivor's Quest are better than those two films.
The Grand Admiral Thrawn trilogy is good, and you could put Grand Admiral Thrawn in it. Why not? Because people have wanted to see him in a film for years.
And on that bombshell,
I think we can finish.
Don't sue me, Jeremy Clarkson.
What? Oh yes, of course, that's his phrase. Yeah, you can't have that catchphrase there, Scott.
Other catchphrases are a bit.
Hey, that's my catchphrase.
Ben's just stolen. Okay, well done, fellas. Well done to you, Ben. You came rule of the universe. Yeah, Scott, you tried, and I do like the idea is good. I think you need to go and do research for this video.
It's a big film series to cover.
Yeah, there's an awful lot to watch. I did not go and watch everything to do this. The only thing I saw recently was Rogue One. But there we go.
Yes.
Put in the comments your own ideas for where Star Wars could go from here. We will read them, or some of them.
Won't necessarily listen to them, but we will read them.
Yeah.
That is not the way to get people to comment, Scott.
Just comment. Your execute order 78.
What other orders were there?
Comment on this YouTube channel. Order 88. Subscribe and like to our. Please like and subscribe to the 8 part. And as we go out, guys. Anything you want to plug?
I'll let Ben go first.
My YouTube channel, Upstairs Studio.
As mentioned earlier.
Yes, there was a subtle reference to it, or not so subtle.
Blatant reference.
Yep.
But yes, I am soon to release a new video, and you don't want to miss it.
Sorry, that was loud.
That was loud, but I'll tune it down. Good. Well done, Scott. Yeah, check out link in the description to Upstairs Studios.
As usual, Mark's books all on Amazon now, I believe.
Thank you. I don't pay Scott to do this.
He doesn't.
He does this because he likes the book series.
I do like the book series.
I will just mention another one called Half Human, which was this is a different kind of book, and there's a video on the 8th Plot that details how this was made. It's a good idea for any authors who want to build a fan base. Is that you actually sort of give your book out. Half Human was a book I kind of gave to a school, and the school students in the school helped me write and edited it, and then I self-published it, and I liked it because I knew the book worked because the fan base I was targeting gave good feedback, and they put their names on it as well. So it's an interesting strategy for an author. So if you are an author, I suggest you go find that video on the channel. And you can watch me build something in Minecraft while I talk about the project itself. Thank you, Scott, for mentioning. And yeah, well done, guys. Upstairs Studios and my books. Check it out, www.mjury.co.uk. And yeah, thanks for everything.
Thank you for having me.
This was a funny episode.
It was.
There's some things I completely forgot. I didn't realise how dumb Star Wars can be. But I love Star Wars.
The magic of Star Wars may fade.
The magic of television.
Magic of television. Magic of the big screen. And there you go. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
And everyone else, have a good morning, afternoon, evening. Thank you, Scott, for interrupting my folksy exit. The sound you hear is Scott being frozen in carbonite. Bye, everyone.